In this video, I'm going to be talking about one of the most crucial aspects of any business, which is the onboarding of your clients. I'm going to talk about how we can use automation to make sure that what we bring into the business, A, saves us time and make sure that the information we collect is accurate, correct, and validated each time. Now, a lot of businesses spend 10 hours, 15 hours, days onboarding new clients. And often it's because they don't have a system in place that makes sure that everything goes sequentially and is validated at each point to make sure that errors are picked up early. And furthermore, some of those onboarding tasks actually should be automated. And let's have a look at one example that I've built for a law firm based out of the US. So the first thing to think about is onboarding is not just a one task. There are multiple steps within the onboarding sequence for most organizations. So, for instance, a client gets one. At that point, you'd be thinking of the welcome email that you'd have to send to them. That needs to be bespoke and customized to that client. You need to collect all of the information required to set up the CRM for that particular client. You'd have to make sure that all the emails go out at the right time, and for some organizations that like to give their clients quick wins, there's a sequence or campaign of emails that need to be sent. All these things, if done manually, will take a lot more time than they ought to. And the benefit of AI and automation is that you can program all of this in at the beginning and it run each time for every single client. So when you win a deal and you just send a generic welcome email, that doesn't look good. Not this day and age. People expect a lot more customization and something that's tailored to them. So the days of welcome email being an amazing thing, amazing feature that your business does, those days are gone. Right now, it's about using AI to make things a lot more customized and bespoke to the client, and the client feels special. Now, the here's an automation that we built for a law firm based out of the US, and this is just a simple onboarding sequence. So, firstly, once the client is onboarded or gets to the business's website, they complete a form. So tally is a form. That's what you've got here on the left hand side. So once that form is completed, the information is sent down to the business's systems, and those systems, which are like a backend, would receive the client's email, the client's name, all of the details. And in this case, the Airtable here is the equivalent of the CRM for that law firm, and all of that information goes into the CRM. And then if you look here, there's another route that goes through AI to generate like a welcome phone call for that client. So this VAPI access here on the right hand side is essentially a customized AI based phone call. So not only has a client come in and we've received all of the CRM and saved it in the database, they get a phone call in the voice of the business owner, and everything is tailored to that client, giving them a lot of confidence that their business is being looked at uniquely for its particular problem that my client is solving. And all of the CRM information, all of the information, the personal information and the business information that was collected is saved in the CRM. And beyond that, there's other automation that takes place to complete the rest of the sequence. So the onboarding isn't just one thing, it's multiple steps. And that's where we help businesses. We take those multiple steps, we break them down into their individual components, and we make sure that everything is sequenced correctly and each process goes end to end. Everybody understands what should be happening. And you can also have this AI in the middle here do a lot more processing and validation. So that this green module, is really it can be customized to your business. So with that in mind, we've looked at the different processes, and one thing you'd want to consider for your business is, what are these steps that I go through once I've won a client? what is the onboarding? Is it onboarding? Is it a phone call? Do I need to send them multiple emails or send a WhatsApp? Do I need to reach out to them on different platforms? Do I need to validate their phone number? How do I know what I need to do upfront to make sure that the business is retained for the longest possible time? So, what are you promising to your client? What did they buy? Where is that information held, and how do we make sure that that goes back out to the client via email or via phone call? What is missing? How do you detect that there's something missing up front and not at the point you need it to progress with the client's business? And who needs to know? Which other departments do you need to inform? The sales department, the finance department, HR department? What else needs to be notified of this new client that's come in? And then what happens next after all of that information is gathered and stored? Do we need to trigger an automation to go back out to the client to say, well, you provided your phone number, but you haven't provided your last name or something along those lines? And AI and automation can build that in to your process, not having a human sit there checking it manually and then making those phone calls. So the useful automation looks something like this. So you win the deal, you review the notes from the deal, use AI to extract details from the notes that you have generated, and then we check for what's missing. And if there's anything missing, we create a checklist. We send a message to the client to say we still need XYZ information. And furthermore, depending on how much left you want to shift the AI could be there right at the point where you're reviewing the notes, so that it tells you at that point, if you're still with the client, that you haven't asked certain information or for certain details. And then that way you shorten the time frame that it takes to get a win a client and get them onboarded and receiving the goodness that you have promised to provide them with. So what happens next? You can reach out to us. I mean, we're in the position now where we are working with different businesses. We work alongside the business to make sure that the automations, the benefits that they want from AI, that they are realized. We don't just build and let you go, unless that's exactly what you want. But a lot of clients would like to be guided through every single step of the way. We show you the different areas where you'd benefit from having AI. So through our AI assessment, we'll come up with all the workflows that would benefit you, and then we'll start building them following a roadmap and a pipeline, and would understand with you the benefits and the return on the investment that you'd be making. So the goal is not really just to build something. The goal is to take those workflows and make them more streamlined, more efficient, and more useful to your business. And most importantly, saving you time, saving you money, increasing your revenue, and making sure that your business can actually handle a lot more clients than it can right now. So if you want to reach out, my details are in the description, and I shall be speaking to you at some point. So until next time, keep winning.